The flying squirrel is one of the most extraordinary animals in the world. It can truly fly, or at least it can glide through the air from tree to tree. And although they look cute, they have to be careful. If they're not, they could end up as food for foxes or owls, so they do everything they can to avoid predators while looking for food, like jumping from tree to tree. And flying squirrels are pretty good at this, because they have a special ability that helps them. They can glide over long distances without falling. But how do they do it? Well, flying squirrels have flaps of skin that stretch between their front and back legs. These flaps act like a parachute, allowing them to steer and control their descent as they jump from tree to tree. And these guys can jump really far. Some species can jump over 100 meters in a single leap. That's like jumping over a basketball court and a soccer field at the same time. But gliding isn't the only way that flying squirrels get around. On the ground, they scoot around with the help of their big bushy tails. Their tails are so big that they can use them as blankets to wrap around their bodies while they sleep. And when they're not sleeping, they use their tails for balance as they climb up and down trees. Although flying squirrels can't actually fly, they are great gliders, can change the way their body moves in the air by changing the shape of their wings. By spreading their wings wide, they can make themselves look bigger and scare away predators. Flying squirrels also use their wings to communicate with each other. They flap their wings really fast when they re-excited and slow clap their wings together when they being sneaky. Flying squirrels usually live in deciduous forests. These are forests made up of trees that lose their leaves in the fall. Flying squirrels prefer living in these forests because there are lots of trees for them to jump between and they can find food more easily. Since they're nocturnal, which means they're active at night, they have to find food before it gets dark. Because then it's too hard to see to find more food. When they're looking for food, flying squirrels are pretty picky. They love to eat mushrooms, but they also eat nuts, seeds, and sometimes even insects. One of their favorite foods is oak and hickory nuts. But they will eat just about anything if it's small enough for them to carry back to their nest. Speaking of nests, flying squirrels build their nests high up in the trees. Usually make their nests in tree hollows, but sometimes they make them in the forks of branches. Nests are made of leaves, twigs, and moss, and they're big enough to fit up to 3 squirrels. Flying squirrels like to share their nests with each other. Sometimes a family of 5 or 6 squirrels will share a nest. Even though they're so cute, baby flying squirrels need to be careful in their nest. There are lots of predators out there that would love to eat them, including snakes, weasels, and even birds of prey. To protect themselves, flying squirrels have lots of enemies. Not only are they too small for bears and wolves to bother with, but they also have another trick up their furry little sleeves. When they feel threatened, they play dead. Well, they don't actually die, but they pretend to be so lifeless. They even drool and roll over to show their bellies. And if that doesn't work, they run up a tree and hide. Because of all these defenses, most flying squirrels live to be around 6 years old, which is a long time for such a tiny creature. Flying squirrels are amazing animals. They can glide through the air, communicate with each other by clapping their wings, and even pretend to be dead when they're in danger. Next time you're out hiking, keep an eye out for these furry little acrobats. You never know when you might see one leaping from branch to branch.